Let's talk very briefly about how to set up an effective sales process. Hello, my name is Rob Spence. I'm the Managing Director of Paragon Sales Solutions. I want to talk very briefly about sales processes, what a sales process is, how you can set one up for your business and how to use it effectively. I guess this is a follow-on from last week's sales snippet. If you've not watched it yet, do go check it out. We talked about the theory of sales pipelines and so on, okay? This week's sales snippet has been inspired by a chat with another sales training client of mine whom was trying to sell a product or service but just wasn't getting enough meat from his sales process, just wasn't getting enough sales. So we spoke in depth and we gave him the answers, and now his sales are growing. Crazy, right? So the sales process from start to finish is never as easy as anyone thinks, okay? Especially in the business-to-business market, okay? A lot of people think that they can pick up the phone and straight away they're going to sell on that number one call. A lot of people then think, okay, if I call them up and send them an email and I've not heard back, then I've probably lost the sale, and they give up. But this is completely wrong, and this is where a lot of sales professionals go wrong and a lot of business owners go wrong. I work on a minimum of a 7 point of contact attack on prospects, okay? 7 points of contact minimum. It's either 7 points of contact or until they bluntly say no. The problem is that a lot of business owners get, or have, and I've done it myself, is that you're trying to sell your product or service, and your product or service is the number one thing going on in your mind, right? It's the first thing you think about when you wake up, and it's the last thing you think about when you go to sleep. However, it's not your prospect's biggest priority. It really isn't. I wish it was, but it's not. So when you call them up on number one for that first point of contact, you could be like the third or fifth person trying to sell something to them in that day. They're not going to drop everything and go, oh yeah, sounds amazing, here, take my money, take it. Why not? You're probably just one in a many number. And this is what I like to call the testing phase, really. So you've made that first phone call and say, listen, send me an email, and you send an email. If you send an email and that person doesn't respond, what do you normally do? In all honesty, what do you normally do? Do you give up? A lot of people do. But have you ever thought to then pick up the phone again, a couple of days later? Say, hey, listen, have you had time to read through that email? I just wanted to give you a call just to probably explain it. I know sometimes the wording can be a bit off, or it can be a bit confusing for some, or just wanted to just have a chat really about the football or whatever. You've then developed that point 3, or that third point of contact. You then connect with them on LinkedIn. That's then the 4th point of contact. Right? You see where I'm going with this? Those 7 points of contact can be anything. Can be absolutely anything from telephone, email, face-to-face appointments, demonstrations, meeting at a networking event, seeing your posts on social media, all that jazz. A lot of business owners, myself included, sometimes test sales professionals to see how much they actually want your business. So if you call once and send an email once, are you really worth that business owner's time because you gave up so easily? Probably not. The more you show an effort to a business, and the more you put that effort in until, like we say, you've either done at least 7 points of contact, or until they've really said, listen, no, I do not want your product or service. Only those 2 times can you kind of put those on the back burner. And even then, if they say no, you can say, okay, do you know anyone that does need it? Or you can say, okay, when do you think you might need it? Is it worth me giving you a call back in 6 months, 3 months, 9 months? See where I'm going with this. So when you're setting up your sales process, think of this. What can you do to ensure you're getting a minimum of 7 points of contact in a period of time, probably no more than 4 weeks? What is your process when someone doesn't respond to you or doesn't reply to you? What is your process when someone does reply to you and says no? What is your sales process? Think about it. Put some thought into it. If you ever need help with your sales process or setting up a sales process, get in touch. It's what we do. We do it every single day. We've done it for years. We help people create sales. So, put some thought into it. What is your sales process? Tell you what, drop me an email, rob@paragonsalessolutions.co.uk. Send me your sales process. Let me look at it. I can either copy it if it's really good, I can have it for myself. Or if it needs tweaking, we can tweak it together. I won't charge for that. We'll just have a little chat and you can buy me a coffee, maybe. So, until next week, all the best.